Today we're going to have a chat about your online identity. You guys ready for that?
Yes.
So back in the day, before the explosion of the internet, we were identified by our identification books, our driver's licenses, our bank cards or account cards.
So, Terry, dit was die dae toe ons grootste bekommernis was om Snake te speel op die Nokia 5110.
Omtrent so, Konrad.
Ek het dit.
Now, with the digital era, we've moved into interactions and transactions which happen on the internet or online. And to do this, we need to create online accounts. And as time has moved on and as social media has grown, we've really moved towards having more than just an account on the internet. We now have a whole online identity.
Trian, what makes up an online identity?
Well, basically, this is a version of yourself. Every account you create, every post you make, be it on social media, a comment on a forum, a comment on a news article, or a messaging platform, each and every one of these entries or posts build up your online identity.
Okay, but once again, Terry, what is an online identity?
Well, let me ask you this. Temba, have you ever Googled yourself?
No, not really, eh?
Temba, you're in for it.
Really?
I spent some time Googling you.
Okay.
Not much, just a few minutes.
Okay.
And from the trails that I found online, I can tell you the following.
Okay.
You have a girlfriend of 3 years.
Yes.
Was your anniversary in April?
Yes.
Go. Did you complete matric in the year 2012?
Correct.
Okay.
You're shocking me, Terry.
Your previous employer was that House and Home?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're a soccer fan?
Yes, big soccer fan.
I already
Orlando
knew
Pirates?
that.
Orlando Pirates, you
that.
say?
Manchester United?
Number one.
Ah, there you go. Then I could pick up you like cars.
Very much. Tops.
I found a strong interest in Audi, but I'm more wondering, was this maybe promotion?
I used to work. It's actually quite scary, but I used to work for them.
Okay,
Yes.
there you go. Then I picked up some community work.
Yes, I did. I did some that with the McCrav crew as well. This is so expensive. This is shocking. I don't want to lie to you.
And then the last thing that I could pick up was that you call yourself the brave guy amongst your friends.
Correct.
Wow. So having an online identity can go one of two ways, depending on how you approach it. On the negative side, everything you share publicly can be used against you. By allowing the world to know so much about you, we allow potential hackers to obtain enough information to abuse your identity to get what they want. Another thing is that we need to be very aware of how fast things spread on the internet.
Correct.
Especially negative things. And when they spread, they've got your name attached to them. And do you want that profile to be built up for you?
I never want that to be happening. I'll tell you, when you speak about online identity, this is something that is very close to me because I always think about, the position that I'm in as a radio presenter. Now, you come as like you have already aced me. You said everything. And like I said to you before, you really shocked me when you told me those things and how many things that actually could come out of the internet. Now, what happens if somebody else uses my name and uses my pictures online? And then where do I go to? How do I rectify that mistake?
Well, firstly, our social media platforms do have a report button where you can report that. And then it's very important to spread this on your platform so that people are aware of that.
Correct.
We often see people mimicking charity organizations and collecting money in that way, intercepting messages and changing bank account details. I saw that recently, actually this year, with a charity subject.
Wow. That is shocking.
That's it. Then on the negative side, we've all seen and heard about posts being sent to the wrong groups, photos in the wrong areas, which are shared for the whole world to see. Now, with one flawed photo on the internet, you can be turned into a meme for years to come.
And imagine being a Quibus online. Don't be.
Don't be a Quibus.
Correct.
So in this past week, we heard Arena touch on cyberbullying. Now, when interacting online, you open yourself up to a whole world of abuse. But that's an entire topic, and that's for another chat, not today. But it's very important to keep that in mind. Now, the problem when interacting online is that people feel a false sense of security. They think they are anonymous. They think things that they post can't be traced back to them. But that's simply not true. Nothing online is temporary.
Yes.
We leave traces of ourselves everywhere. Every single thing, every area we participate in, a little trace of you is there. You need to view your online identity as almost like a tattoo. Are you posting something that you can live with for the years to come, or are you going to regret it the moment you've done it?
And I must tell you, that is something that is one of the most important things about internet as a whole. I mean, like your image, you are your brand at the end of the day. So you need to be upholding that status.
Absolutely.
Wow, that is amazing.
Alright, so Terian, voor die breek het ons gepraat van al die negatiewe goeders wat jy van jou online identity. Is daar enige positiewe goed waarvan ons kan praat?
Absolutely. You can use your online identity to your benefit. You can choose what you'd like to share publicly and what image you'd like to portray. In the time we're living in, recruitment agencies, future employers, university, all of these instances are taking a look at who you are online. Before they submit your contract or approve your request to study there, they have a look if your online information portrays that what you've given them. And based upon that, they'll tell you yes or no.
Now I know how the boss gave me this job.
I'm not so sure about that. I've tried looking you up and I can't find much, hey? Well done with that. But in all honesty, I know somebody who missed out on an opportunity because of a bad photo. So we really need to be aware of what we do. We can really use online identity to build up a profile that showcases our professional accomplishments, our interests, and that can sway potential employers in our direction. In the future, our online identity will carry far more weight than anything that we put on our CV.
So Terian, what can we do to improve and protect our online identity?
So the first thing is we need to review and update our privacy settings. Very important.
So dit beteken nie net om jou WhatsApp profile pic elke dag te change nie, nee?
No.
Nee, okay.
Log on to your Facebook, log on to your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever it is that you use, and have a look in your settings. What are you sharing? Are you sharing your post publicly? Are you sharing it to your friends and friends of friends? Are you sharing it to a select group of people? And on WhatsApp, have a look who can view your status,
Correct.
who can view your profile picture. I know of people who do not want to share any pictures of their children on social media platforms, yet on WhatsApp you can see all the photos they
Correct.
post. So you're protecting on the one side, but you're neglecting to protect on the other side. So have a look at those settings. Be careful of what you share online or in groups. Remember, we said everything that you put online should be seen as a tattoo, as permanent. And then as you mature and as you move into a job seeking or a corporate world, maybe it's time to rethink your username or your email address. Girls, it's time to move away from Justin Bieber fan 91 to name.surname.
It wasn't me.
Now, Terian, before we get any further, I just wanted to ask you something as well, and especially when it comes to, changing those passwords. Is it correct for a person, whenever you go online, each and every single day, you check your statuses, you check your privacy settings, for instance, is it right for a person to keep on changing their password every day and then writing those different passwords on the side?
Temba, we've touched this. Don't write down your password. Never write down your password. It's good to change your passwords often, absolutely, but don't change it so often that you can't remember, because then you're stuck in a completely different problem. The thing, as we move to stronger passwords and more complex passwords, we run the risk of not remembering them, and that's when people start writing them down.
Wow.
So whatever suits you, not every day, maybe not every week. Companies have different policies depending on how strong the password is.
Correct.
Some companies 30 days, some companies 90 days. Just make sure you do it and try not to reuse passwords across different accounts.
Now, there's another thing that I also actually took out of your page. And ever since me and you started doing this whole TikTok and what has so been amazing about it, I actually started using the two-factor authentication.
That's fantastic.
And I started using it on my altcoin trader. Now, we do know that nowadays a whole lot of cyber people have been going out in order to acquire Bitcoins. And, it's quite scary when you think about, I've invested so much money and then all of a sudden your Bitcoin is just going to disappear. And what I did immediately, that's why I have that key on the door. It's because I always check with what we talk about and immediately I implicate it. And this should be another eye-opener. I mean, you have to change those type of, profile pictures. Yes, we do know, but making it a little bit low. Like you said, a lot of people do not like sharing their kids, but yet they do it on WhatsApp. What do we do? How do we stop that?
Well, I've got some key points and some tips that I actually want people to take out of this session, and I'd like to share them with you. It's connect, respect, and protect. So I want you to use your online identity and your online platforms to connect with family and friends, connect with the groups and the groups you're interested in, connect with your educators, connect with your potential employers. But while you're doing that, respect the rights and the beliefs of others. Respect the law, respect the policy set out by your employer or school. And then for me, most importantly, and I think this touches on what you've said, protect your personal information. Protect your privacy and the privacy of others. Protect your reputation and the reputation of those around you, being it a family member, a friend, your employer, a school. Connect, respect, and protect. Challenge everyone to rethink what you make available online and to clean up your act. And remember, again, connect, respect, and protect. If it's online, it's not private.
And always be cyber safe.
Always be cyber safe. Thank you so much
Absolutely.
for joining us. Now, I must tell you, I'm going to acquire immediately. You know me, each and every single week, you guys are here immediately on the phone. I have to check what's happening in my personal information immediately. Get out there, guys, and start taking these tips. One of the best. Terry Ann Conrad, thank you so much for joining us right here on Gold.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Timber.
Timber.
And of course, you do know that this insert was brought to you by BUI. Visit bui.co.za if you would like more information about the security assessment and solution. BUI, innovation, delivery, results.